Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025, and you are in the Java Cafe. My name is James Jimmy Hills, and I'm your host. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a shot of Java today. It's Testimony Tuesday, so we're going to check in, as I usually say, on some things that come to often test us and maybe talk about some things where we are intentionally testing ourselves. And so we're going to go into the Java Cafe in a couple of seconds in the Instagram section, say good morning to folks that are over there, and then also the Facebook section and say hello to folks that are there as well. And so first, let me get this together here. Okay, great. We are going to definitely catch up on the things of the weekend. I was not able to did I have a guest? Oh, I had Mondays with Moles yesterday. We talked a little bit about New Edition, but we did not talk about the festivities of last week and this summer. Like this has been Boston's blackest summer in my 53 years in this city. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about some politics. There is an election next Tuesday, and we're going to post a poll later to see where folks are around the at-large race, as well as the mayoral race, and also a couple of district races as well. So first, let's go into the Instagram section of the Java Cafe and say good morning to Aquarius King Robinson. Good to see you in the room this morning. Ari, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Proud Mama Mod. I think that's, I can't see the thumbnail, but good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Let's hop over to Facebook and see who's in the room over here this morning. We have Mama Java in the room. Good morning to you, Ma. Good to see you in the room. Pastor Marion, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room as well. I told some folks that I was out with, but Mama Java and Auntie Java went out to the Cape this weekend, out gallivanting and doing things. So glad they made it back safe. Nisi, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning as well. Also, Opal, good morning. Good to see you in the room. I saw you pop on Urban Heat earlier this morning. Milagro, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well. And also, Naraki, Pastor, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Beautiful. Mother Davis, good to see you in the room. Happy Tuesday morning to you as well. And also, I think that is it for who is in the Facebook section. Do me a favor and invite some others to come in the Java Cafe and be a part of the conversation. There's another part of the conversation we're going to talk about as well in just a few moments, and that is something that was alluded to yesterday with Bishop Moles in reference to Pastor Tubman and the things that are going on over at the Faith Center down in Florida. And so the first thing, while I have my phone, let's check in on the weather. If you were paying attention, we're going to talk about the weather and mention the cooling temperatures, but interestingly so, COVID numbers are on the rise and there's a new variant. I find it hard to believe, and it's a little alarming that 5.5 years ago, we started this platform because of COVID. And based on what's going on in Washington and in DC and the CDC and in DC, and those health professionals that trust the data and science are leaving. And so let's talk about the weather a little bit. I won't get too much in COVID right now, but pay attention. I got a little scared because I thought I had a tickle in my throat and stuff, and more than likely it was allergies. But for about 6 hours, I'm like, what's going on? Because I was outside. So let's talk about the weather today. Partly cloudy conditions expected around 5 p.m. The wind gusts are going to be about 7 miles per hour. Right now, it is 70 degrees. The high today will be 76 degrees. We already achieved the low for this morning at 58 degrees. Tomorrow, actually just about the same. And Thursday, just about the same as well. And then the weekend is going to be some rain. So, and this is the weekend going into my birthday. So anyway, we'll talk about that later. So that is the weather. Let's get into this weekend. For those of you that don't know, Mayor Wu, along with So many within the city, and not just the capital C, the city of Boston, but small c community folks, the neighborhood sponsors, philanthropists, and the artists themselves came together to celebrate. And we can unequivocally say R&B's longest and still all member living group. They were celebrated this weekend by a street being dedicated called the New Edition Way. And it was amazing to be a son of Roxbury, to see these brothers from Roxbury, to be honored in this way, which wasn't the first time. I believe it was Mayor Janey that honored Michael Bivins, I believe, with the park. Bobby Brown, I believe, has something in the city as well. But this was the first time that the entire group was acknowledged for their 42 years of artistry in the R&B industry. They serve as a foundation to this generation's boy band concept. And Michael himself, or Mike rather, gave homage to Aerosmith and New Kids on the Block and a lot of groups here that have swag because they're from Boston, but that swag is heavily influenced by New Edition. And so it was a great day. Again, Mayor Wu was there, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, former Mayor Kim Janey, other electeds that were there. Our blackest district, senatorial district within the state of Massachusetts, our inaugural state senator was there, Liz Miranda, as well as City Council President Ruth C. Louis Jean. Julia Mejia was there as well. Some of you have seen the video of both of them. Some of the folks of this generation who are currently putting Boston on the map. We saw Exit Fame there as well. Mike Dees was there, had a chance to chat with him, and many others. The city came out, mainly OP and Roxbury, but the city came out and celebrated these brothers that for many of us, it was a track to our lives for our teens. You all see this wonderful setup some 40 some odd years later, but I remember my first setup. I had an old radio, a tape recorder, the long one, and an old record player. I sat them in front of my grandmother's window between the radiator and the refrigerator in the kitchen, Ma to the right of the stove. I had a couple of crates. I put my toy box top, my Ma light blue, the vinyl toy box top. I put that on top of two crates and I called myself a DJ. And the very first song I played was Is This the End? I had a 45 record of Is This the End with the little pyramid cone disc thing that you had to put on the record player to hold the 45. This generation will never know what it is to play a record and hear that skip when the record is playing. There is nothing like that sound. It is nostalgic. And anyway, so to see that happen is amazing. We talked a little bit in our interview with them last week, and also just in the past few days about my first memory of seeing them. And Mike corrected me, it was at Double Exposure with those shiny gold and shiny blue suits. If you all remember back then, that building now it's either where the liquor store was on the corner. You went down a little bit, they had the Chinese restaurant, which was I think Peking House, which is now the old Church's Chicken. And then you saw Double Exposure Studio, and then Hamill Gallery, I think, was right next to it or further down the street. But it just the nostalgia of this weekend. People I saw from high school that I haven't seen since May 30th of 1990 when we got out of school, because I didn't see him at graduation. So the nostalgia of what happened, the celebration was just amazing. And they are embedded in Boston history. They are embedded in Boston's Black history. They are embedded in Boston's music history. They are embedded in OP's history. They are embedded. 40 is the number of change. 40 usually is a number alluded to a generation sometimes when you're talking about a huge impact on change or change on culture and society. And they changed it. They changed it. So I have to give a shout out to all the members of New Edition, and everybody is talking about the seventh member or the sixth member, Brooke Payne, as well. Got to meet him and shake his hand. And he reminds me of me at an event because he was no nonsense and straight about the business. Quick talk, hey, how you doing? Got it, did the interview, blah, blah, blah. And then at one point he had to get up and tell everybody to get off the stage. And he was very laser focused. So shout out to him as well. And everybody that was a part of it, all that to the city that handled the city sponsored events that were a part of the for the culture week, and then all of those that rallied and supported around the events that were sponsored by and supported by other entities in the city, but definitely supported by the city as a part of the week as well. So shout out to everybody that came out. It was it just there's a clip that I have, and I'll probably post it, of the crowd singing Candy Girl, and the energy there was just amazing. So let's go back in and check in on some of the comments, see who else is joining the Java Cafe this morning in the Facebook section. And I'm telling you, there's probably we'll be out of here in about 15-20 minutes today because we are coming up on the end of the summer. And I have some things to do to get ready for fall. So I don't want to think about that. So let's see who jumped in the Java Cafe. Pastor Sharon Cornelius, Sharon Cornelius, Sharon Cornelius. Good to see you in the room, Sharon. Also, Michelle D. Smith is in the room as well. Dina, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room this morning. I think that is it for folks that have joined. My brother Milton is in the room. I meant to shout you out on saw you on Instagram yesterday. Good to see you in the room, Milton. I know I'll see you sometime on Saturday. Speaking of Saturday and a couple of other events I want to make you aware of in community. Sister Debbie, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. I think I got everyone. Michelle D. Smith, I got to meet him. Stephen Hill, formerly Captain Stephen Hill, WILD. That's where I know his name from. Shared heartfelt words as well. There were a lot of people that were a lot of Boston's Black music and Black culture history at that event on Saturday. It was definitely like a reunion of and the generation. We had some young people there, but it was definitely a reunion. Good morning, Charlotte. Good to see you in the room this morning as well. I wanted to share with you a couple of events that are going on over the next few days. The first one is I have the honor tomorrow to be a part of the Dot House Teen Center Back to School Fair. That's taking place from 12 to 5 p.m. at 1353 Dorchester Ave. Registration for that event, is required, and I will put that link up on the page later on. Also, don't forget this Saturday at 1 p.m., Yard Times Community Cookout is taking place this Saturday, September 6th, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Mission Hill Playground. So please plan to come and support Brother Joey and Ari and Sonny in Yard Time, and our senior mothers that were at the health fair with us as well. That is taking place on Saturday from 1 to 5 p.m. And then on Sunday, All City Park Jam, that's taking place on Sunday, September 7th, from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Martini Memorial Park in Hyde Park. And go support Brother Neil. I just wanted to let you know that in way of programming, Brother Neil will be with us on Thursday at 10 a.m. and Joseph Bennett of Yard Time will be with us on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. And tomorrow, we are bringing back into the Java Cafe candidate for mayor, Domingos de Rosas, is coming back tomorrow at 10 a.m. just to check in with him, to see where things are, what he's feeling, sort of a what's next, for him. The election is next Tuesday. Early voting is going on right now, and you can early vote until Friday. But registration for the preliminary is closed, but you can still register for the general. So if you are not registered, please plan to register to vote, and please plan to make a plan. Please plan to vote on Tuesday. I say often, we make plans to get a lineup. We make plans to get a hair did. We make plans for important things of picking up the kids from school. Guess what? You need to vote, because if there's anything wrong, if your child is in Boston Public Schools and there's issues with the bus, your vote can get somebody in office, a city councilor, a mayor, who will bring someone in that has the ability to put down a hard hammer on entities that are contracted with the city to monitor expiration of licensure, safety concerns. Yes, at the end of the day, the mayor is the responsible person for all things. If things go well, the mayor is pumping them up. Things go bad, she has to take responsibility for them as well. But unfortunately, as I've been saying, the mayor didn't find out about the stuff with trans development, until it was in a crisis mode, and we lost a child in the city. And so your vote matters. Julia Mejia says it often. The latest numbers say 3, but Julia for a while was known as winning the 4th seat for the city council race by 1 seat, 1 vote rather. So your vote is extremely important. And let's not bring up what's going on nationally. For some people that, okay, I'm going to behave and not get into that space this morning. Kelly, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning, along with everyone else. Tara, good morning. Good to see you in the room. My brother Keith, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room this morning as well. So the weekend was a great weekend. And yes, vote. The other thing I wanted to discuss this morning, and it came up yesterday. First of all, let's just say, yesterday's Java Cafe, I wasn't ready. Bishop Moles came in here, and he came for the purpose of we're going to have Mondays with Moles every first Monday, as much as possible according to his schedule. And we were going to talk about saving our nation's sons, the program that he has put together post him being attacked and pistol whipped in Baltimore, Maryland. And somehow we got on the subject of Pastor Tubman and succession, feminization of regular masculine males in the church. 3 hours. If you missed yesterday's episode and you want to experience a real conversation about the church and what the church should be doing and what it's done, what it can improve on, divide it into sections and watch an hour, then watch the second hour, then watch the third hour. Bishop Moles slayed us. I can tell you, my phone rang like crazy yesterday. I got text messages that said the following, and I will share this with you. And Ari and Nikki, if you all missed yesterday, go watch Bishop Moles, because there's some stuff that he said about the church that was timely. And I had some real-time epiphanies myself. Kareen, good morning. Good to see you in the room, Kareen. So the text I got yesterday, yes, sir, so proud of you. And today was one of the best interviews I have ever heard from a local pastor, and in caps was ever heard. The other message I got was that, bro, you're live today. Love you, bro. Let's talk soon. And then we'll figure out the birthday. There were a couple of other folks that were in that I'm trying to find out who. I missed the call from Will Dickerson yesterday, who was a part of the conversation. He and Bishop Dickerson were in. So that, you know, we do talk about faith in the Java Cafe. We used to have Sunday Java back in the day. But yesterday, yeah, it was definitely amazing. I definitely believe, partially based on a lot of the things that Bishop Moles affirmed yesterday, is that there's a reformation coming in the church. And what I mean is, by reformation, a reforming. If you're familiar with church history, Calvin, Martin Luther, others, asserted certain things that they did not believe aligned with the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, and discipleship and evangelism. And the church itself, in a philosophical, doctrinal way, has not had a significant reformation in a while. There is a progressive movement. There is openness to things that from the holiness movement were at one time and still within some of the holiness movement, not just holiness, but those to ascribe to holiness and certain things that they understand that the Bible say about certain things. There's been some liberty in certain spaces for certain things. But I believe that a lot of what Bishop Moles talked about yesterday, and unfortunately, a lot of what is going to be played out in social media publicly with the Pastor Tubman situation, it's going to cause for change. And it's needed. Trump 1, pandemic, Trump 2. If for you and your ministry, it's church as usual, I question your impact. I question your mission. And some of y'all churches need to practice what the corporate world is doing and merge your happy selves together and have a greater impact. You got more letters in the church name and in the bishop's name than you do in people in the pew. I'm not, that was supposed to be a thought. Let's go back into the Java Cafe and see who was in. Hey, Kareen, again, good to see you in the room. Yeah, I don't want to get too heavy into that. So, Cliff, good morning. Good to see you in the room. I saw you Saturday. Good to see you on Saturday. Cliff, you know I'm not going to call. I just text me, bro. Y'all know me in the phone. I think I got everybody that's over in the Facebook section and Instagram as well. Just again, it's 10:28 already. Just again, I want to reiterate a couple of things to folks that is going on. Pastor Naraki, I'm not, yeah. Again, tomorrow, 1353 Dorchester Ave, the Dot House Back to School event. I have the honor of being the community host for that event. Registration is required. And let me see if there's a way that I can figure out right now how to put that registration link up in case you all want to send or bring any young people. I think I'm going to be able to get it up in real time. Did I save the flyer the other day so I can scan it? So can I say something? Oh, never mind. Well, I'm going to say it. When you put a QR code on a flyer, it gets interesting if you don't have another device to get to the QR code. So, because even in some of my planning, I've had to make sure that we put a link up. So let me go here and get the link set up so people can register if you would like to come with me to tomorrow's event beginning at 12 noon. Hold on. It's in my email. There we go. So, oh, that's the one I sent to him. Hold on, y'all. While we're getting that registration information up, don't forget also on Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m. over in the Mission Hill Playground, Brother Joey Bennett and Yard Time will have the community cookout, the 6th annual community cookout for Yard Time. So please plan to come out and be a part of that. That is starting at 12 p.m. at 1 p.m. over at the Mission Hill Playground. All right. We're going to get the registration link right now. Y'all excuse me. I literally have to scan the QR code. Hold on. All right. We're going to put the link right in the comments. And you go there to register. It's a Google Doc copy. And let's get the link up. Hey, my sister Asia is, come on. So the way this is supposed to work is that if I copy something on my phone, it's supposed to cross over to the, I don't know what the heck's going on. Let's see what happens. It's supposed to cross over to the phone and it's not doing it. So, ba-dum-bum-bum. How can I get this link for you all real quick? Hold on. Let's see what happens. See if it works this time. It's not working. And y'all know how I love when things don't want to work for me. I will post it later. All right. In addition to the event tomorrow, don't forget yard time, 1 to 5 p.m. over at the Mission Hill Playground. And on this Sunday from 12 to 7 p.m. in the Martini Memorial Park in Hyde Park. Verbal Fabric will be having its All City Park Jam from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. I stepped out last year just to check in on them. And it was a great event. DJs, music, family, community. It's a great event. So please plan to go out and be a part of that. Couple of other dates to keep in mind is definitely October 15th. We are having the Red Cup 5-year celebration at the Museum of Science at 7 p.m. on Wednesday evening, October 15th. So please plan to be a part of that. You don't have to come in sequins and a tux, but if you're wearing jeans, dress them up. And the color scheme for the evening is red, black, and white. We're going to have a red carpet. We're going to have some conversation. We're going to have food. And we're going to give out about 4 or 5 awards to people in the community that are humanitarians, that move in the public health space, that also move in the community volunteer space, and also those or a person that has made a great contribution to the Java Cafe over the past 5 years. And so that's taking place on Wednesday evening, October 15th at 7 p.m. at the Museum of Science. Okay. We are going to get ready to wrap up. Rochelle, are you back in the States or are you still over in Sydney, Austria? Did I get it right? Austria. Are you back? We're so proud of you for going to represent the U.S. and run that marathon. It is definitely dope to see you do that. And we saw pictures and food and things. So you all give Rochelle a shout out and pray for her traveling mercy as well. Speaking of prayers, I need to make the community, if you have not seen it, and especially our faith community, aware of the transition rather of Pops Norman, Deacon Norman from Holy Tabernacle Church. He is a staple in the church community here within Boston at Holy Tab. You can't go to Holy Tab without seeing him and remembering him throughout the years. He has an extensive family, Pastor John Norman, Pastor Paulette Norman, and others, Deke Norman over there at Mount Calvary. So many that are impacted. And so please keep the Norman family in prayer. Lastly, speaking of prayer, please keep my sister, Nakia, in prayer. The last I text with her this morning, she had a little musculoskeletal issue, not muscle, orthopedic issue and needs to have surgery. And so she's waiting. And if you've ever had to wait for surgery in an emergency that's urgent, but scheduling, we know how the healthcare system is right now. And she's a Black woman because I'm giving them till 12 o'clock before I call over there and see what's going on. So keep my sister, my mom in prayer as well. All right. That's it for me. Rochelle, keep her in your prayers as well, everyone, for traveling mercy. As I said, she is not back until Sunday. Also, September 6th, I believe, is also the 5K Road to Wellness. We had Rochelle and Thaddeus on our Waterfront Wednesdays a couple of Wednesdays ago. So keep that in mind. And also keep September 12th in mind. Black Joy Day is taking, and I hope he doesn't get me. I don't know if he posted the flyer yet. But Uncle Thaddeus is having Black Joy Day on Friday, September 12th. All right. So when he posts it, y'all make sure that you go like it and act like it's the first time you've seen it, because I don't think he's posted it yet. But Friday, September 12th, I believe it's at the ICA, Black Joy Day. This is the seventh year, I believe, 6th year that he's doing it. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, great. My mother said that my sister just called her, so hopefully she's doing well. Pastor Sharon, thank you. That Deacon Norman was 103 years old. That's some good living. That is some good living. Michelle said that I will be walking September 6th for the 11th annual Road to Wellness event. So you all cheer her on as well as being a part of that. And I think that is it. Oh, I can't forget this. Rochelle said that the food is amazing. So yes, trust me, on Monday. A lot of people are asking, what are you doing for your birthday? Are you doing anything? As of right now, I'm doing me. A couple of my tight brothers, my bros, I might get with some of them. But Rochelle, speaking of amazing food, Monday is going to be nothing but about food. Food. You know, my self-care is expensive. And so that, those are the tentative plans. Anyway, we're going to get ready to wrap up. Angela Elizabeth, I have to say, I said it yesterday, but you weren't on. A shout out to Angela Elizabeth that oversaw the choir and praise and worship team that was at the closeout of the HBCU week here in Boston last week. Seeing it go from, and I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again, and Angela can attest to this, that reinvigoration of Gospel Fest in 22 came off a post. A young musician from the city put up a passionate post about frustration with the Gospel Fest, and from there, influence, text, and connection, and where it's now at the pavilion and what it's doing is just amazing. So Angie, it's stoked to see that, and there were some folks that are members of the Java Cafe that were a part of that. Pastor Sharon, Leslie, a couple of other folks as well. So dope to see that happen. All right, folks, we're going to get ready to wrap up. Rochelle, please, thank you so much. Keep them in prayer as well. Uncle, post the flyer so I could share it with my network. Y'all going to get me in trouble, Charlotte. We'll see when he puts the flyer out again. When he posts the flyer, love and share it, because y'all didn't hear it from me here first. But save the date, September 12th. All right, for Black Joy Day. We will see you on tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Domingo Starosa, and on Thursday at 10 a.m. with Brother Neil, and also at 10:30 with Brother Joey from Yard Time. All right, let me just go back over to Instagram before we wrap up to make sure I didn't miss anything over there. And CKL3 2000. Brandon, good to see you in the room over there as well. Brandon, thank you. I got to send the email. And I'll just leave that right there. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m., everybody. Thanks for being in the Java Cafe for sort of a quick shot of Java today. Again, tomorrow.